Right, boys, it is Basque or Nothing, start of season 9. Now, a little bit of a different video today. We're prepping for the live stream. So if you weren't aware, back live streaming on YouTube. Really excited. Saturday night, 9:45 here on the YouTube with Basque or Nothing. Now, we've got to the end of the season. I've done a couple of transfers, but I thought today I want to start the stream with a new season. So what we're going to do today, I think, to show you the youth that are coming through, the transfers that I've made. Today is just a very quick update, ready ahead of the new season. New regens as well in the squad, so I'll show you them. Opportunity, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, links down below for that. If you become a silver tier member, you get yourself in the game as a Patreon, as a regen. So yeah, we'll take a look at them. I've made two signings, two young signings. One looks like a potential superstar. The other, looking back at it right now, I think I must have been like pissed or something because he isn't great. I don't know why I've done it, but he may prove me wrong and become a bit of a shrewd signing. But before we get into it, big shout out to Neil Davidson, FM Stinger, fantastic content creator. I'll leave his link to his channel down below. He has become a Patreon. He's become the 24th Patreon on the channel this month. Thank you very much for your support, buddy. Thank you to everybody as well who is scrolling along the screen right now. Your support is still very much appreciated. Yeah, let's get into today's Basque or Nothing. And here we are, welcome back to the channel. So we're on August the 8th. I've gone through pre-season. We've had a pretty decent pre-season. There's no real spoilers, so I can show you the results. We haven't done much because we've had a Euros. We've also had an Olympics, which Spain won. Pacheco won Forte, Bilbao, and I think Bergesa played in the Olympics. So very strong squad. We have had 2 draws, 2 wins. Not the greatest of preps, really. We haven't scored a lot of goals, so it's a little bit of a slight worry. But we did have, no Forte, no Bilbao, no Pacheco. I think even Herrera as well was with the Olympic squad. So a little bit light in terms of attacking threat this summer, but they've had a few weeks off, rest, ready for the live stream. We start with Granada on Saturday night, 9:45. Make sure you smash the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know exactly when I go live on Saturday night. So the transfers, I'll show you the outs because we've had some, not big outs, but noticeable outs. First team players. First one is Unai Lopez. Nunez has been with us from the start. He got to 31. And I just decided to let him go. He was always kind of whinging about match time. He's kind of been a bit part player, especially over the last few years when Casado was coming at right back. So we've decided to move him. I thought I'd cash in because money is always key. And we got, what did we get? 3.2 million for him. Got him off the wage bill as well. Obviously, Munayin has retired. He's gone. So it's left a little bit of money to play with. Another one we got rid of is Benat Jesus. He's been with us since the start, but has barely played. Look, he's more of a B team player. I've called him up for the last 2 years, and he's only played, 3 appearances in those 2 seasons. So to get 2.4 million for him, I think is not a bad deal. And the third one out is Exieta. Has been with us once again from the start, but hasn't played many times at all. Has literally played, maybe 20 games in those 8 seasons. So we got a little bit of money for him as well. 700k, not to be sniffed at. Okay, so we got Garay in, we got Cortazar in. Garay, the centre forward from Inter. Debating whether to go back to 4-2-4, and if I do, I think he may become a real better option with us playing in a 2. He has struggled playing up front as a 1, but I think he often does play better as a 2, and I'm just starting to now think Juan Forte, he probably suits as well playing with a front 2. So we may be making changes on Saturday night in the stream. Let me know your thoughts down below. So there's Garay. We've got Cortazar back in as well. They wanted too much money for him at the moment. To be fair, I don't think they're even interested in selling him. So I thought, right, let's just play it safe. Let's get him back on loan. Had a decent spell with us last season, especially now we've lost Nunez as well. Cortazar will definitely get a little bit more game time. So, first signing, the signing that I got him when I was probably drunk. He's capped at under 19s, but I'm just looking at it now, and obviously I did this about a week ago. And I'm just thinking, why did I sign him? He's got a few greens, which is for me is 15 and above. Acceleration, agility, balance, pace, 15s and above. Strength isn't great, but he's only 18, so that will maybe go up to about maybe 10 or 12. Work rate's not bad. Teamwork's not bad. Mental's not great, though. In terms of the ones that you'll want him, decisions, concentration, composure, anticipation, aggression, all under 10. A right-footed winger who can't really cross. Technique 15, heading 15, but he's 5'8" with a jumping reach of 8. So I'm not sure how many headers. A really bizarre one for me. I don't know, and especially when we've got quite an array of talent coming through. I'd maybe sign him just because we needed to just bolster the youth players coming through. We've got a couple of corkers, and then there's a little bit of a drop off, and maybe just for 4.1 million, bit too much really, to be fair. Let me know your thoughts on that, but I think I shouldn't have signed him. I don't think he's going to turn into anything, especially in a position where we've got some decent players. Okay, that's the bad one. Let me show you the good one. Edu Martinez, 16 years old. He's going to be 17 in a month, so in September. We've paid a lot of money, 7.5 million. Osasuna didn't want him to go. We've met his release clause. They got relegated, but he did have a minimum release clause of 7.5 million. 5'3", deep line playmaker. I'm training him as a central midfielder. We're working on his strength as well in individual training, but natural finish 17, mentals at 17, 16 vision, 18 teamwork, 17 flair, 17 determination as well. Work rate 13, so we'll get that up to sort of like 14, 15. Off the ball positioning 12 and 11, composure 12. Imagine how much that is going to grow over the next 3 or 4 years. Technicals, dribbling, not great. Crossing, not great. Crossing is not so much of an issue. They'll go up to maybe 13, 14, you would have hoped. Heading 15. Long shots 11, which isn't to be sniffed at. Marking as well, not bad. 12 passing. Penalty taking 10. Tackling 9, which I think is weird. He's only 5'3", but tackling 9 and technique 17. I think potentially, it's rated 5-star. I think with potential superstar. It'd be interesting to see what he does. I've got him in the under-19s this year. All right, so there's the signings. Now, in the under-19s, we have a few little superstars. We've had a bit of a change around. A lot of players moving up into the C team. Some players that are maybe just not quite strong enough. I'm always wary about not putting players into the B team too early and then them not getting enough match time. Luckily, our C team is pretty good. We're in like the third tier of Spanish football as well, so that helps. They're playing at a half decent standard. Our B team, by the way, finished third. They finished third in the Liga 2, which is obviously like the second tier. Did really well in that. But we've had a big shake-up this year in that squad, so it'll be interesting to see how they do with Victor Valdez in charge. Just going basically on the squad reports, we've got a few, once again, a winger, right-footed, unambitious, but has got some nice technicals developing in terms of dribbling, first touch, passing, technique, flair, aggression 20, pace not the much, but if we can get some decent crossing, I think he may be 5-star potential or maybe a little bit pushing it. I just think he's lacking maybe in the physical area in terms of pace to be an out-and-out winger. Edu Martinez, who we've spoke about, the new signing. Xavier Ramos is an interesting one, only 16. I don't quite think he's going to hit the high notes. To be fair, finishing 11, so that's only improving. 5'11". His strength is going to definitely be worked on and get up to maybe 10 and 11. Work rate, if we can get that up to 16, 17, he may be a handful. His classes are pressing forward, but he does definitely need to improve on his technicals. Okay, Leo Puentes, Lee Bridges, one of my Patreons. This is obviously is his player. Physicals coming along. We're doing a lot of training in terms of his development in his physicals. Crossing, he's getting there. Dribbling, we're looking at him to be a really good right back. Only 5'6", but work rate, positioning, decisions good, anticipation good. All things that you'd expect a decent fullback to have. Tackling 16, marking 12, heading 8. He's never going to be great at heading anyway because he's 5'6". Tackling technique just might give us the opportunity. He's also both footed. Either footed, so he's going to be a fantastic squad player, definitely going to be a massive part of the first team, and instead maybe in 3 seasons' time. And then we've got players like David Lasser as well, decent, only 17 years old, looks like he's going to be a decent fullback, 6 foot, decent physicals, mentals, get in there. Technicals not great, but if we can get them up to crossing, a fullback with sort of like 12, 13 crossing is going to be pretty decent. And then one of the other ones, they're only rated 3 going on 4-star. I think it's because he's 18, but he's getting there. Natural fitness 18, balance is pretty good. Technicals getting, I think he may become a B team player, but what I do like to have in my B team is just a sprinkle of players that are not good enough for the first team and maybe in their mid-20s that can do a job in the second tier. Keep our second team in that second tier. That's key for the development of these younger players. So players like him, who I don't think is going to be quite good enough. He is 13 finishing, so there's a chance he may become a half-decent striker, but I am thinking that he may be a decent B team player for us. Into the C team, we've not got a lot. A lot of these players, as you can see, are sort of like late teens, early 20s players that are not going to be great. We've obviously got a couple of our Patreons. David, there's yours, buddy. Not quite. We were very excited at the start. Didn't get his technicals where we wanted. Physicals, pretty good. This is what we saw at the start. 17 acceleration as well, but has not kicked on. He's played a lot of games in the B League, in the second tier, so he's done pretty well. A decent player, but now what we've got is he is kind of slowing down progression of some of the younger players that were promoted into the B team. So I've moved him down along with players like Nico Williams, who's not quite kicked on. He will get a massive upgrade for FM22, but for me was never going to be anywhere near the first team in terms of standard and quality. Players like Asensio has probably played a little bit, has played a couple of games for me in the first team. He is a youngster, never quite kicked on, basically because of his work rate and his strength and his height. But 15 finishing, he'll score an absolute shit ton for the C team. I'm trying to get the C team promoted. I'm not sure if they can get promoted because of our B team, but I thought let's really push them this year and see how well they do. Our sort of like standout player is Ismail Oka, another right back. Heading 12, 11 marking, tackling 14, which is good. Physicals, pretty decent height, 5'11". Physicals, yeah, they're getting there very nicely. Mentals good, 18 aggression, 16 anticipation, bravery. Yeah, he'll be a pretty solid right back. Maybe because of the players that we've already got at right back, he may not quite make the first team, but will be a really good B team player once again. And into the B team, we have got these players. So we've kind of got a bit of a small squad. I am still looking at a couple of players to maybe possibly promote or even sign, drop down potentially, depending on how we start the season. Highest one in star rating is another right back, John Andergarde, who we bought a couple of seasons ago, well, 4 seasons ago, from Osasuna. 5'9". He's not really kicked on as much as I wanted to. He's now 19. Yeah, he's not kicked on as much as I would have hoped. Played a lot in the B team. He is obviously, says he's half decent as a centre half, but he is 5'9", so I'm not sure if he's going to be quite good enough, especially with players like Leo Puentes coming up from the under-19s at 16. I don't think he's going to be able to reach a level where he's going to be any kind of use to me. Azier Garmanda, he's classed as a wonder kid. Let me know your thoughts. I don't think he is. He's exceptional in some of the areas. He's left-footed, winger with 17 pace, crossing and dribbling 13, first touch 16, technique, passing's okay, leadership, flair I suppose he's good, work rate not bad 11. I just don't think he's got enough across the board to make him an absolute superstar. He's also only 20 years old. Sorry, he's already 20 years old as well, so I'm not sure how much he's actually going to kick on and progress. He's had 2 really good seasons, though, in terms of numbers. 15 goals, 13 assists in one season, then not so good last season, 12 and 7. But, yeah, I think he could potentially be a backup. One of the new players as well to the squad, Ruben Arana, he's got some nice attributes in a couple of areas. Only 17 years old. Passing 14, technique 15, decent mentals. Physical's not bad. He may become a half-decent central midfielder for us. Imol Velez, a really promising right winger, and a winger, by the looks of it, who might have a bit of pace. First touch 15, dribbling 17, crossing, if we can get that up, he's only 7. He's going to be 18 soon. If we can get that up into sort of like 13s, 14s, passing's going to improve, technique, work rate, vision, 14 with teamwork. There's a lot of these that are going to be hitting greens very soon. Pace, stamina, strength. He looks like he could be a handful. Was in the B team last year. He was in the C team last year. Had a he's had a poor season for them, only playing 17 times. Really expecting him to kick on this season. And the last one, Iago Gurutska, is a player who I'm just keeping my eye on. He's 6'2". I do like a big player every now and again. We need a bit of a shit house, so 16. And that's about it. There's a lot of other players in there that are kind of just doing me a job in terms of keeping these boys in the division. There you go. They finished third last year, way off, but they scored 98 goals. The players that scored the 98 goals were not really good enough as well to promote. Have we promoted any players? I think we have. Jean Martin is now our number 2, has been with the B team for a number of seasons, played 3 full seasons in there, so he's moved up to be our number 2. Very adequate. We've got Bergessa, our number 1 for the long haul. Tremendous wonder kid that we've managed to get through. He's a little bit more than solid. Tremendous attributes. He's obviously a big part of our plans going forward. Players that we've called up, I actually have got one. Mikel Ruiz, he's only 18 years old. Soon to be 19 in a couple of weeks. No nonsense centre half, 6'2", tremendous physicals. His mentals are coming on really nicely. 14 heading, 13 marking, 13 tackling, just what I want in a defender. He's sort of like our 4th choice centre half this season. And that's it. If you look at the squad now, because we've let go Munayin, we've only got 2 players over the age of 30, Inaki and Uri. Both players are Uri's out of contract in 2 seasons. He will very much, this is going to be Uri's final season in terms of a key player for us. And then I will start not just phasing him out, but having him as no more than as a backup centre half. I don't want him to stunt the growth of Sola, Cortazar, who we want to get permanently, and also players like Thiago Ferreira, Ruiz as well, the guy that I've just showed you from the B team. Inaki is definitely on the downturn. I am really thinking about going 2 up because I think he would be a decent impact for us. He did have, until his injury, had a really good season. Only 7 goals, but 13 assists. Decent average rating as well for the 34-year-old. And then the other one underneath is Sanchez at 28. Serrano at 25 is our 4th oldest player. Absolutely mental. And then we've got we've got the rest are 23 years and younger. So even though we're 9 seasons in, it feels like there's a lot of energy, a lot of legs in this save and in this team. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Last thing. We need to show you Munayin. There he is, head of youth development. I offered him a couple of jobs, but he didn't want them. He wanted the head of youth development. So we're just keeping our eye on him. I was going to appoint him as assistant manager, but our assistant manager is Nelson Vivas, the Atletico Madrid assistant manager. So I didn't want to lose him just to get Munayin in. I think we'll potentially do. I wanted to get him in like the B team or the C team, but he wasn't interested in that. So hopefully we can work on it and get him in back at the club at some point. He is our all-time most league appearances, 554 appearances. Absolutely nuts. Juan Forte's got the record for 42 goals in a season. I would love him to get over Telmo Zara's record of 251. He is well on the way. 76. What's that? He's over a quarter of the way there, and he's still only 19 years old. I do think, let me know what you think to the tactic change. Obviously, we've been going with this 4-2-3-1. I do think playing 2 up, we've got players like Garay, Williams, Serrano, and Juan Forte who can play up front. It just does mean losing that role. And let me know, what would you recommend? There's a lot of players, so Garay, Serrano, I do kind of think they would suit maybe a deep line forward on attack and then have Juan Forte on the right. I'm pretty sure as well, players like Pacheco, Ion Bilbao as well, really want to focus on his amount of games he plays this season. He got 29 goals in 28 league appearances, so pretty good from him. He's classed as a wonder kid as well. Definitely a player to look out for, and I want to give him as much time as we can on this right-hand side this season. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you smash a like on today's video for me. Links to the Patreon down below if you're interested in becoming a Patreon ahead of the new season. Live stream with this. We kick off the season against Granada Saturday night, 9:45. Jump in. I'm really looking forward to getting back streaming regular on the channel. It does help the channel grow. Muchly appreciated. If you just jump in for a little bit, have a chat. We'll no doubt talk football, new seasons, transfers, football kits, the lot. Probably have a beer as well. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. See you later.